Alright, we're back with some more mortal shows. And today we are going to be taking on the foggy, misty, I guess foggy, or misty, I don't know. Whatever, the darkened Fallgrim, which once you defeat a boss, this happens and you gotta run back to the Fallgrim Tower and you can either deliver or you can talk to a guy and he'll lift the fog for you, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about once we get there. But once it's in this foggy state, all the enemies will be replaced by new ghouls, and also there's going to be, I believe, 2 Grishas. So yeah, and these frog statues are now accessible. You can now open them up and get some items from them. Right here, I just used one of these poison mushrooms, and the reason for that is because we got the new skill where poison damage becomes health from Tiel's shell. So this is gonna be really good for the next area, because there's enemies that poison in the next area. So yeah, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about once we get there. And also, these guys, when they melee you, if you do get hit, they will also cause poison. So if you're planning to, explore the foggy Fallgrim, then you're gonna need to well, you don't need to, but that'll help if you have the poison convert to HP or convert to heal skill, because just in case you get hit, So we're just killing some of these guys. Be careful, because there are some ghouls that will drop down from the sky, and if they land on you, it's an instant grab. So but a thing about this is, if you just walk, most of the time they'll drop down before you even get there. Like if you just walk slow. If you're sprinting, there's a good chance they'll land on you. So yeah. And these guys drop some tar items, so you guys can farm these guys if you want. So in the foggy state, you can farm them, and if you want to make it back, or like, because once you deliver the gland, the fog will disappear. But the NPC I was talking about, you can talk to him and then he can bring the fog back at the cost of 1 glimpse. Same thing about making it go away. So like if you're done with like farming the fog state and you want him to like get rid of the fog, you can talk to him again for the cost of 1 glimpse, and then he'll lift the fog for you. So up to you guys on how you want to farm this. And for me, like I said in all my videos, or I don't say it in every single video, but I hate farming. So yeah, like games like Dragon Age, where you gotta like grind a whole bunch of quests and just so you can take on a specific enemy. Those things are, I don't know, man. It gets me bored. Like I don't know, I just can't really play those. I like games where no matter like what level you are, as long as you got the skills, you can defeat them. I guess it can work with RPG games, but I just don't have the patience to take like 30 minutes killing 1 enemy because of the HP pool, and I don't think it can dodge well in like those RPG games. So yeah, but it's weird because I did like a lot of side mission for Witcher. So it's kind of a grind, but there was like a lot of storytelling into it as well. I'm not exactly sure how Dragon Age is, because I didn't really invest my time in it. And you see these ghouls just popping down out of nowhere. You can't even see where they're at. You're just gonna have to like remember where they're at. But if this is like your first time through, then it'll be an adventure, I guess. You don't know when they'll drop down. If you don't want to get like jumped, I suggest you just walk forward slowly, because they'll drop down in front of you before before it'll land on you, I guess. Like if you just walk slow, you can drop down before you get, drop down in front of you before you get to their grab location, I should say. And this fool right here just fell for it. Fell for the freaking bear trap. And we're near the Fallgrim tower, but we're not gonna go into the tower just yet because we're gonna want to grab this, and this is our final weapon upgrade item. And that chest, or that frog chest, is only accessible during this foggy state, so make sure you grab that up before turning into the gland. For me, I'm not gonna turn it in just yet because there is gonna be I want to take on a Grisha so we can get the Molten Pike, or the Spike Pike, Molten Spike, I think. It's an upgrade for your Hollow Sword, which is pretty good. And that guy is the one who will lift the fog or bring it back. Alright, so after the first boss, you come back to the Fallgrim Tower on the second floor, and next to your upgrade station, that's where the guy is. He's wearing the robe and everything, looking like a Grim Reaper. Alright, so now to get the Molten Pike, Spike. I keep calling it Pike. I'm gonna want to head down this way, and if you want, you can clear out these guys as well. If not, you could just make a speed run towards them. But I'm only clearing them out for the sake of getting some tar. And also, I don't want a whole freaking army on my ass while trying to get back. So this is the side of Fallgrim that I didn't really explore much in the second episode, because I'm pretty much just getting like items that are useful to me. I'm not trying to like get everything for this game. Alright, and maybe if a lot of people want to know how to beat the other weapon bosses, like Hayden, because there's like, I think there's there's two more weapons that I didn't get. So yeah, if you guys want to see those, let me know, and I will most likely make a separate video on them. These ghouls, if they're together and like you're in a narrow area, if you swing first and you stagger them, you pretty much got them. Well, especially with the amount of upgrades we got on our weapon. If your weapon's not upgraded, then you're gonna have a hard time. Watch out for these frogs. They will hit you and they will also poison you. So if you don't have the poison convert to health, be careful. And I maxed out my mushroom heals, so I don't know what happened there. That grab, I think it got cancelled because I was healing. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, but it looked like that's what happened. Like, he touched me, but my hand was like, you know, I was eating the mushroom at the time. I was holding the mushroom and chowing down on it. And the guy just like completely slipped by me, and that guy too. That guy just missed. The first guy, it looked like he nudged me. But yeah, you just gotta watch out for those ghouls dropping down. Don't run, like I said. Like, I freaking dashed forward and that's how I got freaking grabbed. Oh my god, this guy with the combos. Okay. And we can get a combo off. We can actually stun this Grisha. Just like the first boss. Oh, I fucked up there. Probably shouldn't have used Harden right there. And he knocked me out of my shell. Okay, gotta be careful here. Alright, he's gonna attack, get back. the ult. Damn, that's some good damage. It's like that was like 1/4 of its health, I think. And upon taking him down, you don't have to take him down. You could just run over here, grab the chest in the foggy state, and run back if you want. I just want to show how OP your character is now. Once you get 5 upgrades, like pretty much 5. Once you get one, I'm not exactly sure how the other 2 weapon plays. Like the I think it was the staff and the great sword. I'm not exactly sure how they play. I know the staff has fire elements and the great sword has ice elements. So yeah, but how effective they are, I don't know. So if you get, I'm just guessing here, but I feel like once you get a weapon to level 5 upgrade, they will just be as OP. Like on first playthrough, you can cruise through the game no problem. Like the boss's HP will drop so fast. And a frog just exploded on me with poison gas, which it's all good. You kill these frogs and I guess they'll pop with poison. And since we got the poison convert to heal thing, we're getting some free heals, which is gonna be very like useful on the next episode. Or not, well yeah, next episode. Or next location actually. Because there's a lot of enemies where like near death they'll try to poison you. So if you have this skill, it's basically free healing when you get hurt. But yeah, very, very important. Well, if you want an easy run, very important. If you don't care, then I guess not that important. And we're just gonna make our way back to the tower now. And it's gonna be right ahead of us. It gets a little bit hard to tell where we're at, but once you get like familiar with the map, you'll know where everything is, more or less. I wouldn't say I'm like super familiar with the map, but I'm getting there, I guess, because I do like a little bit of a practice run before I record this, so just getting an idea where everything is. So you just come to the second floor here. We're just gonna talk to this guy.
You found it. The sacred gland. I knew you would. Careful now. It's a fragile vessel for the divine. The devout squander these gifts, letting them rot. They dwell in the revered temples, but waste what remains of their precious offerings. You must endure another temple, arduous though it may be. Once you return with another sacred gland, I will infuse your tarnished seal with another gift.
Alright, so our tarnished seal has been kind of like upgraded. We have a second ability now, which is like a Simtex kind of thing. Counter them, and then you stick an explosive on an enemy, which does like decent damage. And that's the guy I'm talking about. That can clear the fog or bring it back. And here's the sister. Let's do a little bit of upgrading.
Yes, taste the truth.
Since I don't really need the upgrade items anymore, I'm just gonna try to spend all my tars here.
The oblate dipped a hand into the embers, and the flames leapt at his touch. Drawing back his blackened fingers, he drew a sigil of ash beneath my eyes. The soot burned against my cheeks, growing hotter with each word of purification.
Alright, now let's make our way to the next location we will take on, which is not here. but I do want to grab these mushrooms before we go. This poison mushroom, it becomes like a anti-poison kind of a mushroom. Once you max it out, when you eat it, you won't, you'll be immune to poison for a set of time. So if you don't want to go for it, if you're not going for Tiel's shell and you have something else like Solomon or whatever, and you don't want to get poisoned, and this is some bullshit cape right here. Every time you walk out, this cutscene, you can still get hit in the cutscene. I don't know. And watch out for this guy because he always rushes you. Alright, there you go. So yeah, some bullshit damage right there that you take. And then the sniper up top, you can't even see him, and then he hits you freaking over the head with a bolt there. And parry your ass, give me health back. Alright, so yeah. What was I talking about before getting hit by the guy? Shit, I don't even remember. Alright. The poison thing. Yeah, just stay by sister. I'm calling it sister. And you know, just max out the poison thing if you want. Like every time you're about to die or whatever, talk to her, regain your health, and pop another one until you get it to max familiarity. And then that will become your antidote for poison. So like I was saying, if you didn't want to go with Tiel's shell and you wanted to do something else, taking on this next area, since there's a lot of poisonous enemies, you can do that, you know. So because the ghouls are gonna be there, and also there's gonna be enemies that, like I said before, where when they're about to die, they'll actually rip off their own head and they'll toss it to you, which will explode in poison fog. So, and there's the area is pretty much covered with those guys, and then there's gonna be some knights there as well, with shields. So our kick is gonna be pretty damn useful there. But yeah, in case you didn't want to use Tiel's shell, that is what you can do. Collect these mushrooms, and that will prevent you from getting massively poisoned in the next area. And with our fancy new upgrade, you can take out these big dudes in pretty much in one combo. They won't even have time to react. If you just spam your regular attack, not heavy attack, you just spam your regular attack, they won't have time to react. So very nice. We pretty much don't have to worry about not dishing out enough damage anymore. Because in the beginning, our weapon was it was pretty shit. You would take forever just to kill a regular enemy. But now, it doesn't take much. Those regular, these little dudes, I think 2 combos to kill them. And if you're using some other weapons, I think the hollow sword, you can probably one-shot them now. And the great sword, I'm pretty sure you can one-shot them. The staff I've never used, so I'm not sure how effective that is. I've only tried out the great sword because it looks cool, but it swings really slow. It has a good reach, but the attack on it is just really slow. And the new weapon upgrade we got for a hollow sword. So during your weapon special, instead of just stabbing your enemy with it, you stab them with it and then they'll go on fire. So it's a pretty good weapon upgrade to have, and that applies for bosses as well. So if you hit a boss with the hollow sword upgrade, they will take the default ultimate weapon damage, and as well as burning damage afterwards. So very useful. if you guys are maining the hollow sword. If you guys are maining the other two weapons, I can't really tell you how well they are. So yeah, I mean, if you can make it work, let me know how it is, and like which one's your favorite weapon in the game. And the ballista Zuka, it's a cool weapon, I guess. I mean, it's expensive. Like each bolt, I think it requires like a good amount of tar. It's over 100. I'm pretty sure. I'm not exactly sure like the number, but it's not something that's like you can buy like 100 of them without grinding. You need to buy. I mean, you need to grind a lot just to get like a few. It's kind of like an end game kind of weapon, which I'm a little bit bummed out because it'll be nice if you have like at least a bow or some sort of item to like pull enemies. Like, if you get like pebbles, like in Bloodborne, just throw pebbles at them. You know, you can pull enemies that way, so you don't get ganked. But they don't even have that in this game. So yeah, because that would be great, you know. Because sometimes like you go to a camp and there's like a whole bunch of guys sitting there. I mean, in the beginning it was just a drag because none of our weapon can really do much damage, and against like 2 enemies, it's basically hard mode right there at already 2 enemies. You know, with no upgrades, with no ultimate attacks on weapons. It's pretty crazy. But once you get the weapon upgrades, it's like it's just a cakewalk. So I guess like if this game is too easy for you, don't upgrade your weapon, and you probably hate yourself for not doing so. And don't get any like, or don't use any weapon ultimates, because I believe that's gonna be like super crazy hard. And there's also like the black shell, which I think if you take like a single hit, you're screwed. Like you just die. And there's also a trophy for not acquiring any shells. I'm not sure if the black shell like is part of it. It's a part of like a shell that you cannot take, but there's one for each of them as well, like a trophy for it. So I mean, if you're hardcore, you can do it. And also there's a chest here, so if you want, you can like explore every single inch of Fallgrim when the fog is up. There's a chest here, and then there's a chest on the next place that we have to get. Like pretty much like the main areas you have to go. There's a chest there, and that's pretty much it. This area is like a catacombs. I guess you can say it's the Blight Town of. Well, I don't know if you can call it Blight Town, but this is the poisonous area for Mortal Shell. The abandoned chambers. So yeah, I think like the next area is more of a pain.
Eager for another taste, foundling. Not so hasty. Not all places are as friendly as Fallgrim. There won't be any merriment around a bonfire here. Only the dead call this place home. All that remains are scavengers gnawing on bones. An intruder like yourself will not be welcome. So then, would you like another sip?
With the tar throbbing in my belly, I see her completely. Each movement creates a swarm of copies. They ripple out from her, following their own whims. Some collide and join together, while others split apart, forming new copies. A reflection of reflections spreading out from her. The nexus, yet also indistinguishable.
And that will be it for this episode. So I thank you all so very much for watching, and don't forget to grab up this mushroom right here. But yeah, other than that, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Holmes out.